read this? If you haven't, you should. This is the insert that you get with your Mounjaro Quick Pen if you're in the UK. I don't know what you get in the US, but this is what you get in the UK for Mounjaro. Doesn't depend. It's not dependent on the dose. It comes in every pack, 2.5 right the way up to 15 milligrams. And this leaflet contains all of the side effects and how to use the pen, contraindications, what it's for, who it's used by, what you get in the pack. So if you haven't read it, I would suggest that you go away and give it a good read. We're going to go over some of the weirder side effects today. But if you don't know me, my name is Ginger, and this is my channel, Ginger Goes GLP1. Thank you to everybody that tuned in for my sick video last Saturday or Sunday it was, when I was very ill. Thank you very, 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 very much for all your lovely, supportive comments. I really felt quite special that you all reached out and just left me a really positive message wishing me a get well soon. I was poorly, and it was a long week, and then I didn't feel good. So I was ill, and then I didn't feel good on top of being ill. And I don't know if it was all related or what, but anyway, if you're new to the channel here, I am on a Mounjaro pen of 7.5 milligrams. And so far that's going really well for me. I know you wouldn't believe it from what I've just said, but it is true. And I haven't had too many side effects, but I have had some weird side effects. And I reached out to a couple of people and asked them had they noticed any unusual side effects. And when I'm saying weird and unusual, like not the ones listed on here. So a lot of the common ones are on here, and obviously it's got the red warnings, you know, like the very serious ones, which if you have read the insert, include like a thyroid cancer. What I would say is that particular cancer, it is a very rare thyroid cancer. And if I understand it correctly, it has to be in your family already. I stand to be corrected on that. But so it's, you know, that's one of the headlines. Mounjaro causes thyroid cancer. But it's rare. And then it's even rarer because I think you have to have the genetic element to it. So yeah, but yeah, we all know some of the common side effects, which are, you know, digestive issues, nausea, vomiting, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, sulfur burps. My goodness, I know sulfur burps better probably than anybody else. I won't say I enjoy them, but I've said before, I kind of the sulfur burps for me are reassuring because it means the medication is working for me. In the absence of sulfur burps, I notice hunger, and the times when I've had the most hunger, I haven't had those sulfury burp type things. My sulfur burps, for anyone who hasn't heard me say it before, are not as a reaction to food. They are a reaction to my stomach having no food in it at all. So they're protest burps of my tummy saying, please feed me. So, but yeah, flatulence, gas, farting, whatever you want to call it, is another side effect. And am I personally affected? Yes, I kind of am personally affected by that one. I thought it was the protein or the whey protein or whatever, but I am suitably reassured to read on here that it is a common side effect. In fact, it is down. Is this one a common or a very common? I think this one is just a common. There are some very common ones, including low blood sugar, feeling sick, diarrhea, being sick, constipation. Some people notice that those go away. Some people notice things like diarrhea or constipation when they start a new pen, when they titrate up to a new dosage. For me, the only real sort of constipation issues that I had were when I went up to 5 milligrams. And I had 1 week that wasn't great. But aside from that, it's been okay. I have had the occasional constipation since. Last week, I reported that I wasn't feeling very good. I was very bloated. I wasn't really eating much, which also doesn't help with constipation because you haven't got enough stuff going through your body. But yeah, the constipation for me, I think, is related to dairy. I have some intolerances, some food issues that I'm kind of working on and experimenting around. I did the sweet corn test, if anybody knows what the sweet corn test is, because I felt that my digestion was slower than usual. So Mounjaro does slow down your digestive system, and I was feeling particularly bloated and constipated and didn't think much was happening. This is just prior to getting ill, and yeah, so I did the sweet corn test because I thought, well, let's see how long this takes. Yeah, so I never saw the sweet corn again. I don't know where that's gone, but anyway, I'm hoping it's not still 10 days later working its way through. It's not working its way through. It's not working its way through. I think it was just in my system so long it no longer became recognizable as sweet corn. That's probably too much information for everybody, but anyway, that was just a little experiment that didn't work out the way that I hoped it was going to work out. So weird side effects. So like I said, I reached out to a couple of people just to ask about weird side effects. I'll tell you a couple of mine, and these ones aren't necessarily listed on the sheet that comes in the pen, but they are things that I have noticed, and one of them bothers me a lot, but I'm going to live with it because it's not horrendous. And a couple of them are just sort of like observations, and I've kind of been like, oh, that's unusual. So for me, I get a runny nose. So this is not to do with my cold. I often just get a runny nose for no reason. It's not when I'm cold or when I'm coming in or when I'm eating spicy food. Just like my nose runs more often than it has before I started on Mounjaro. It's not particularly troubling and it's not dripping like a tap. It's just I usually have a tissue in my pocket now and will have a little dab every now and again. I think it's related to Mounjaro. I can't prove it. Another thing is my ears pop and stay popped for quite a long time. So aeroplane ear, I think most people would understand it. So after you've been on a flight, you get that thing, you can't clear your ears, kind of pop in your ears, worried that you're shouting at people. I get that far too often for it to not be related to Mounjaro, I think. And it's not something I used to have. I haven't been on a flight recently. I'm not changing altitude during the daytime. It's just a weird thing. Again, I'm putting it down to Mounjaro. It's not a big deal. I spend all day kind of like trying to pop my jaw. Sometimes I'll eat chewing gum and then it goes away for a couple of days. One thing I am going to try and pay attention is that at the beginning of like after shot day, like, 1 or 2 days after shot day, or is it towards the end of the pen, or is there no rhyme or reason to it? Another thing I've noticed is in the beginning, and it seems to be a bit better now. So I'm a huge coffee drinker, and I developed like not coffee aversion, but I wasn't enjoying my coffee as much as I used to. And I am back to drinking the same number of cups of coffee a day as I used to, which is probably too many for some people. But the one thing I have noticed that has not come back is, and I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago or a couple of videos ago, is that I like when I go out, I have a treat coffee, which is a coffee with cream and a couple of sugars, 2 sugars. And I'm not finishing it now. That used to be my favorite thing. So I drink strong black coffee, no sugar, all day long. But when I go out, I like a coffee with cream and 2 sugars. And it's a different drink to me, completely different. I've been leaving like half of it. The last 3 or 4 times I've gone in, I've left half of it. And I thought, I'm not paying £4 for a coffee. and leaving it half behind. So I'm going to revert just to black coffee when I go out now. Other people have reported the coffee thing. Some people have reported tea tastes funny, or they've changed from like Yorkshire tea to Tetley's or PG Tips or Twinings, whatever. So yeah, I've noticed that on a couple of other people. Pork, I cannot stomach pork. I've tried bacon. I can just about manage bacon, but I used to love pork. I used to love pork belly, or pork belly slices or pork ribs or things like that. Ugh, just food aversion. It's revolting. The thought of it right now is revolting to me. But I used to absolutely so enjoy pork. I don't know if it's the fat content. Maybe my belly's going, that's too much fat for my Mounjaro belly to handle. But yeah, that's a strange one for me. And then coming on to the one that drives me insane. I have an itchy spot right in the middle of my back, just above, like ladies, where you not where you hook your bra in the back. It's kind of just above there and slightly off to the left. So it sits more to the left hand side, but almost right in the middle of my shoulder blades. But yeah, as you know, I have shoulder problems and I can no longer get to it with this arm. So I have implements all around my house. One of them is a pasta scoop, the ones that have got the fingers that stand up. That's the best one. I have pens, knitting needles, rulers, any implement. Oh, hairbrushes. Oh, anything I can get. I asked a very good friend, very kind friend, to look and see if there was anything in the middle of my back, like a zit that I didn't know I have, or something in the middle of my back, or some eczema, dry skin. So I can't see anything. It's not red, it's not raised, it's not discolored, there's no like pimple, there's nothing. It itches from when I wake up to when I go to bed. And like I said, I literally have things scattered all around the house to when it gets to me. So that's the one that drives me nuts. It's not, however, a big enough. It's not a deal breaker for me. I'm just going to deal with the itch, kind of like going forward. It does die down towards the end of the week. So today is day 6 for me. So I'm due my shot tomorrow morning. Oh no, so 7 for me. I'm drawing my shot tomorrow morning, and it's there. It's a bit itchy, but it's not terrible. But yeah, if tomorrow night I will be scratching all night long. So you'll be pleased to hear I live alone, so this is not disturbing anybody else. But I brought a new plant friend along for today because I had to move the other one because it wasn't getting enough light. So this is my little snake plant. So yeah, just it was a bit blank and bare. I noticed the other day. Right, some of the other symptoms or side effects, sorry, that people have reported are neuralgia, which is nerve pain, and skin prickling. So I wonder if the skin prickling is similar to what I struggle with the itch. I know Marcia reports that she's got an itch on her lower back, or an issue on her lower back, those that follow her. But I've not really heard it from anybody else. Incessant itching. But yeah, so if that is something that you have experienced, let me know. But yes, somebody did report neuralgia and skin prickling. A couple of people have reported mood improvement. I know in the beginning I got what they call the pink cloud effect. So my mood was just so elevated in the beginning because I was losing weight. My food noise was gone. My hunger was like so suppressed. I didn't have cravings. I just felt marvelous. I felt like, oh, I'm a normal person. I'm having normal food thoughts. I'm having normal amounts well, not normal amounts to eat because you're not eating much when you first start, but like I'm having really small portions. I'm not having big plates of food and then wanting more and snacks and crisps and chocolate. So I think some of the mood elevation and improved mood is just because all of those demons that drag you down aren't present, or they've been reduced. Uh, my mood is kind of normal now. I would say normal. Terrible word. My mood is stable, and I do suffer in the winter time. This winter has been my best winter so far. I do use sad lamps. I do go out and get daylight whenever I can. But this year, I would say, like I said, it's been my best year since I can remember. And I mean, I'm going back to like 18, 19, 20. You know, that I noticed I would get sad in the winter. Seasonal affective order, that's what sad stands for. But yeah, so good for me in that respect, and I'm glad to hear other people have got mood improvements as well. So hopefully when spring comes, we'll all be skipping around like spring lambs. Cold, feeling the cold. This is a big one. This is a big one. I can't really see it down on the symptoms. It could be included in other things, but a lot of people report being absolutely freezing cold, like cannot get warm at all. A couple of people have requested heated blankets for Christmas. I was one of them, and I live by that thing. So when I'm at work and I work at home, rather than having the heating on, I just sit with my heated blanket sort of around my top half, middle, and my legs, and that keeps me well presentable sort of from here upwards, but warm enough sort of from there down. And I sort of turn it on and off for a couple of hours here and there. But yeah, a lot of people report being cold to the bone. Gag reflex, that's one that I haven't really heard of. My daughter has a very sensitive gag reflex, and things can set her off. Even thoughts of things can set her off. But yeah, somebody had reported like a strong gag reflex. I'm not saying your names here because I don't know if you're okay for me to say your name. So I do know who you are, but I'm choosing to say someone, just to respect your privacy, if you don't want to be named. But yeah, gag reflex. I mean, I I can't imagine what it's about, but then I can't imagine why my back's itchy, you know? So all drugs have side effects. All drugs can have very serious side effects, and some drugs have side effects that are only reported years and years and years after they've made it to the market. On here, there is, I think it's called the yellow warning or the yellow label, yellow card scheme. So you can actually go to www.mhra.gov.uk/yellow card, and you can put in your weird side effects. And if enough people report them, they will start including it on the official notes. This is how they find out, you know, what people, and obviously if there are enough serious side effects, sometimes the drug gets pulled. But yeah, um, increase in palate. And what I mean by that is some people report that sweet food is too sweet, salty food is too salty. Different textures are affecting people. So people that have never had texture issues before. I saw one lady saying that she can't drink orange juice with bits in anymore. She used to be able to. And she went on to say she used to mock people that needed smooth orange juice or orange juice without bits. And then she said, and here I am, and I can't eat it. And I think that same lady said that she couldn't eat peaches or nectarines anymore. I can't eat peaches because of the fuzz. I can eat nectarines, but yeah. So increase in palate. Again, that is all around, you know, like I suppose it's linked to your digestion, your tongue, your mouth. That's the first stage of digestion, isn't it? So that makes sense. That, you know, potentially some things, and I think it goes along with the coffee and tea aversion, and for me the pork aversion. You know, it's all linked together, and textures and gag reflex actually might go together. So yeah, maybe there is something about, you know, the mouth feel of things, and if things change for you. I know I'm eating differently than I used to, very differently than I used to, and I'm actually enjoying my food more because I'm appreciating it. I'm putting more time and consideration and effort into what I'm going to eat, and so therefore I'm enjoying it more, which is great. You know, I'm making healthier choices, and they're working out well for me, so I'm glad about that. Metallic taste in the mouth. So again, gag reflex, sweet, too sweet, salty textures, metallic taste in the mouth. That's quite a common side effect for several drugs. I know there are other drugs on the market that can make you taste metallic. I know some people report a metallic taste when they're doing the keto diet as well. Some people report nail varnish remover, and that's the ketones that they can taste. But yeah, metallic taste in the mouth. That's gonna not be a very nice one at all. Hair loss. So hair loss is listed on these symptoms, but some people do have very, very, very severe hair loss. I've had some hair fall, but not very much. And I take biotin. I'm not recommending that. I read about it online, thought I'll give it a go. I'm happy with it. That's all I'll say. You make your own decisions, do your own research. But yeah, there are two people I've seen that the hair loss has been so severe that they're having to use wigs. That could be protein, it could be rapid weight loss. Again, a lot of the things that are hyped in the media and like shock horror stories about Mounjaro actually is to do with rapid weight loss, and it's not just Mounjaro. So sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle, that happens on all rapid weight loss diets, included like liquid shake diets and the old Cambridge diet, or food restriction completely, or it can happen with stomach stapling and gastric bypass and things like that. So rapid weight loss can cause like some of the major side effects like gastritis, pancreatitis, things like that. And it's not the Mounjaro. This is what they keep saying. Oh, it's just Mounjaro. It's not. It's very, very low calorie, rapid weight loss. And of course, lack of protein. So yeah, I those are just some of the weird side effects I've picked up. If you've heard of any others, or you yourself are struggling with weird side effects that you can only attribute to when you started Mounjaro, please leave a comment down below. Let us know. Let us know what you're doing about it. If there's anything that's helping or hindering, if you're noticing it stronger at the beginning of the week and it eases off towards the end of the week. And if it is serious enough, or you want to, certainly go onto the MHRA website or the .gov.uk website, and you can report it on the yellow card system. So yeah, I just wanted to I wanted to check in, let you know I'm all okay. I'm feeling much better. My voice still isn't 100%. It's still a bit croaky, but I'm feeling so much better. Thank you very much. So Mounjaro cannot protect you against seasonal colds and coughs. It's not the flu. I'm very lucky. I have a couple of colleagues that have the flu, and they have been floored. I mean, I was sick, but they were floored by it. So I thank goodness for my lucky escape that I didn't get that. But again, thank you very much for your very kind comments. If you do like this content and you have any ideas or suggestions, please do leave them down in the comment. Think about giving me a like and subscribe. I have a number in my head of where I wanted to get to on subscribers when I first started, and it's not the magic 1,000. It's my lucky number, and my lucky number is a very high lucky number, and I'm nearly there. So when I get to that, I will tell you what it is. But yeah, I'm really thrilled by this whole journey. I know I come back a week later and I'm like, oh, I'm having a bit of a rough week. I think that's just me and my personality. So stick with me, because hopefully the next week I will have perked up again. But I hope your journey's going well. I hope you're all doing okay and you're not floored by these side effects, whether they're serious ones, horrible ones, or even just little annoying ones that you can live without. But yeah, I hope everyone's journey is going well. Thank you very much again. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you Saturday or Sunday. Take care. Thanks very much.